kind of sucks because apparently while they were planning on giving us that, there were plans for another spinoff, and that was for Star-Lord T'Challa. Yes, that's right. We were supposed to get a Star-Lord T'Challa spinoff show. Let me see what my man said. This was from the director. There was planning to have a Star-Lord T'Challa spinoff into his own show. We were all very excited. We know Chadwick Boseman would have loved it too. Guess what? I would have loved it too. That to me was incredibly heartbreaking to hear. It was so heartbreaking to hear that they had plans to do this. And what he said later in the interview was that right now they put those plans on hold, and but maybe it'll happen. So he doesn't know. And I understand because Marvel works in silos, right? The what if writers, they don't know what's going to happen in the live action movies. They don't know. The executive producers are the people that know the bigger picture, but they keep everybody else. All right, if you working on Loki, you know Loki. You working on WandaVision, you working on WandaVision. But it is incredibly heartbreaking to know that they know Chadwick would have loved this. What would have Chadwick loved? He would have loved the continuation of T'Challa. Why? Because as his own family estate has said on Twitter, it was the honor of his career to bring T'Challa to life. It was the honor to bring him to life. We've seen the interviews. I've posted these reports before. The what if writers, the what if director have said multiple times Chadwick was excited about T'Challa. He wanted the world to see T'Challa be on the same level as Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man. And let me tell you something. He was. T'Challa was. Chadwick Boseman knew that. And by the way, they said that they shot those final episodes for What If. They said that they shot those months. I want to say it was a couple months after Endgame. This is when Chadwick was skinny. This is when Chadwick was losing that weight, and we was worried, and we was asking questions. Y'all, Chadwick was legit shooting these episodes while he was close to his end. And he thought he was going to make it. He thought he was going to beat this thing. And despite all that, he wanted us to get more Star-Lord T'Challa. I need somebody to make it make sense to me why on earth you would potentially want to kill this character off and think that that was honoring him. I'm sorry. If it was my colleague, my friend, a loved one, or whoever, if I'm doing any type of tribute, I'm going to do something in accordance to them and not just what I feel. And I know some people, it's cool. Some people aren't with the recast T'Challa thing because they just have whatever feelings. But I've said this before. I don't have an issue with people mourning how they want to mourn. I don't have an issue with people grieving how they want to grieve. You want to celebrate Chadwick in a certain way? Go do your thing. You want to mourn for him in a certain way? Take your time. Do your thing. You want to honor his memory in a certain way that you think is personal to you? Please, by all means, do what you feel is best for you. However, when you are bringing this to the public, when you are asking people to pay our money to go see something that's personal to you, but still, he was a public figure. When you still take this public figure, this public tragedy, and put it into your fictional story, and you ask us for money for it, you mean to tell me you ain't gonna you're above reproach? You mean to tell me that we have to just accept it? You mean to tell me that we have to just be like, oh, Marvel just wants to do this, so we just have to go along with it and wait and see what they have to do? No, I don't have to wait for nothing. I don't have to, because it's public now. If Marvel, if Ryan Coogler, Nate Moore, Michael B. Jordan, if everybody on the cast and crew of Black Panther wanted to do a special video for themselves in private, all power to them. I got zero issue with that. The problem I have is when y'all make this public and y'all are putting it in our face, and people are going to pay money to go see how are you going to handle Chadwick Boseman's death. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right with me. The moment you make it public, now you're open for criticism. That's the way I look at it. Y'all notice, I don't say nothing about private affairs. I didn't say nothing about his family. I didn't say nothing about his wife or anybody else. The only family member I've talked about in public was his brother, Derek Boseman, because he came out in public and talked about it. Once something goes public, it is open grounds. But when it's private, I respect those privacies. I respect that. And if Marvel thinks that they're going to bring this stuff to the public and ask for some money in return, I don't care if you about to throw us a variant T'Challa. First of all, thank you. But second of all, I'm still going to give you this heat because you still have no reason to kill off the character. You literally could just copy the Fast and Furious franchise and be like, you know what? In the 616 MCU, in the live action, T'Challa went off. He married Nakia. They had a kid. Life was all good. And then Ultravision came through, broke reality, changed everything up, and now we got Star-Lord T'Challa here. Done. Guess what? You ain't have to kill nobody. You brought in a variant. I'm trying to tell y'all, when it's fiction, you have options. Don't ever let anybody trick you into thinking that Marvel has no choice. That is a lie. That is not true. It is a false dilemma. If you think that Marvel has no other way to tell their larger stories or even their smaller ones, if you think there is no other way that Marvel could tell the plethora of stories, but they have to kill T'Challa, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. I apologize to anybody's comment if I'm missing them. Y'all already know how I feel about this. But you're lying to yourself if you think Marvel has to kill T'Challa. They do not. It's fiction, people. It's fiction. There are so many different ways that they can go around that and not profit off of his death. All right, let me get this. Charlotte, thank you so much. Mephisto is like the bigger Joker. Spades, don't renege, hold it, recast T'Challa. We need that Star-Lord T'Challa show too. Yes. And yes, by the way, Marvel, you can still do this. Yo, recast T'Challa ain't just for the live action. Recast T'Challa in the animated stuff too. Y'all didn't have no problem recasting Drax when you didn't talk to Dave Bautista. You ain't had no problem recasting Black Widow when you was in a whole lawsuit with her. You ain't had no problem recasting a whole bunch of people. Recast T'Challa. Give us Star-Lord T'Challa in live action and an animated, and give me another Black Panther T'Challa, and make sure. Well, we gonna talk about Shuri in a minute. I don't know. We're gonna talk about Shuri in a minute. But stop acting like y'all ain't got options. And let me tell you all this too. I already know it doesn't matter if Marvel always had this plan. It doesn't matter. Maybe Marvel did. Maybe Marvel's like, you know what, man, we got to keep T'Challa in. We just can't say nothing. That's fine. I'm still going to apply this pressure. That's cool. I'm glad. Look, I want Marvel to come and say, we always had this plan. We told you so. I want that to happen. That's why I'm applying pressure. Because unfortunately, there are way too many people out there. They too comfortable. They too comfortable with this idea of like, oh yeah, we should just go ahead and see. This is the problem without critical thinking. A lot of people are just comfortable with it, but they haven't thought it through. Is this in line with Chadwick's wishes? Does this actually make sense to kill the art of someone that created the art in the first place to memorialize them? Like, go burn the Mona Lisa. Go break the statue of David. Them artists died. Let's honor them by destroying their art, and they'll live forever. We'll remember them, right? Right? That logic should make sense, right? Yo, let's never recast James Bond. It'll preserve the memory. It won't tarnish the other actors. See, all this illogical. It's illogical. It's illogical. It's illogical. It's illogical. I already told y'all. Please, if y'all not, go follow me. Go follow me on my Instagram. Twitter. I post some heat on there too. Once this last episode of What If aired, what happened? T'Challa was trending. T'Challa was a trending topic. You know what was not trending? The Bionic Man. You know why the Bionic Man was not trending? Because that role has never been recast since like the 70s or 80s. You stay relevant in the media when a character is recast and continuously seen and just portrayed by different actors. That's how we remember people. That's why Superman has never died in the consciousness of society. That's why we always will remember and know Batman. That's why James Bond, as we talked about last week, they already thinking about getting the next James Bond next year. They already said that. There's no reason why Marvel can't just be like, man, this was a terrible tragedy. We're going to celebrate the life of the real human being. We're not going to put the real life tragedy into our movies because we have options. We can talk around that. We can give a better ending. And let's actually look at what Chadwick thought, how he believed, what he was doing. Let's go, Alejandro. Chadwick worked until his last days, gave it his all until the end for Marvel, and they are potentially, I want to be fair, potentially going to kill his character. I feel you, E-Man, recast T'Challa. Man, listen, I'm trying to put that pressure to make sure that they understand. I need people to understand. You don't have to just go with anything they give you. You really don't. You can go ahead and express, because first, and I've told y'all, the recast T'Challa movement, this whole petition, everything, is from a place of love. It is not a place of animosity. I am not in here to sit here and spit vitriol and hatred and malice towards Marvel whatsoever. I've said this with every property, even Venom. I want everything to be great. So I take it personal if I feel like the direction they're going in is problematic. I'm going to call it out. I'm going to talk about it because I care. I care about it. I care about the effect that it has on people. Some people might not understand the effect because, maybe you've grown, maybe it just doesn't affect you, but I understand because it happened to me. I understand the impression that these characters have when on young folks, on society. I see it. I've experienced it. I know what it's like not to have a hero that looks like me. I know what it's like to finally get a hero on screen that looks like me. And I don't want to feel like having that hero taken away. I don't want to feel that. And I'm pretty sure the little boys and everybody else that looked up to the character, I'm pretty sure they don't want to feel that either. And they don't have to. They don't have to 2 years after the fact reliving this real life tragedy again. It's seriously like, thank you, Alejandro. My man Buzz, let's go. The loss of Chadwick Boseman hit me like I ran into a brick wall. I never ever felt that way for someone I've never met, bro. I'm with you on that. And I only met the brother for 3 minutes. I met him for like 3-4 minutes, and just like that, you could feel his energy and everything. And I thought I don't really cry over celebrities. I cried over that guy, and I 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very, very concerned about what's going to happen. I'm very concerned when this Black Panther trailer drops. I hope Marvel doesn't sit here and advertise. They better not advertise his passing. I hope that they avoid that storyline in general. I hope they go smart about it. That look, make the story about the pre-blip, like during the blip or something. Like you can do it in a respectful way without having to go down that certain route, but I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be hard watching that movie for some people. And I wanted to wake people up early so y'all not caught off guard when you walk into Black Panther 2 and be like, oh my gosh, I never knew they would actually kill him. No, I try to tell you so that they wouldn't have to go there. Because if they know that people don't want that to happen, Marvel changes stuff up at the last minute all the time. Yeah, did we not remember what happened in WandaVision? Let's not forget the Disney Plus series, the all those little shows, Loki, WandaVision, all those things, they run with the same movie budget as the movies. So it's still a $200 million, $100 million. It's the same budget and it's the same crew. So they approach the Disney Plus shows the same way that they approach all their movies. That's documented. They've said that. With that said, they changed at the very last minute. They took Doctor Strange out of WandaVision at the last minute. You mean to tell me they can't change their mind with Black Panther 2 as well? Of course they will. Of course they can. It's about putting that public pressure and letting them know, hey, the public actually isn't okay with this possibility. Let's change it up. They can do that. It's not difficult. When people be like, oh, they started production. So they start production all the time. They stop production all the time. They delay production all the time. They change things in the editing process even after production is done all the time. It happens. Because like I've said, and this is why I wanted to start this, there are so many layers to this whole recasting T'Challa thing. It's not just, oh man, people just want to get T'Challa back because y'all comic fanboys. Nah, it's deeper than that. I care about the little kids that are out there that are going to have to go through this heartbreak a second time. I care about the fact that for Black representation in the MCU, we've only had one leading Black character, T'Challa, and we don't have any more yet. We're going to have Falcon. We're going to have, or Captain America. We're going to have Blade. But that's it for the leads. I care about the quality of Black representation. I care about giving another actor another shot. I care about honoring what I believe is very consistent with Chadwick Boseman's sentiment and beliefs when it comes to acting and this role in particular. So yes, it's very layered. It's not just a little thing about being insensitive. It's not something about just having fans have their way. This ain't no bully campaign. This is an awareness campaign. I am trying to get people aware of what you're missing and what you're doing if Marvel ends up going with this and you co-sign along with it. That's what this is about. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.